To discuss about the IDOC. IDOC stands for the intermediary document. So it's IDOC is nothing but it's a data container, and this carries the business data from one system to another system, and that may be from SAP to SAP or non-SAP to SAP and SAP to non-SAP. So and vice versa. So the data exchange between the one system to another system, it will happen in the form of electronic messages. So the transform of the data from one system to another system, it will happen via EDI or ALE. So EDI is nothing but electronic data interchange, and ALE is nothing but application link enabling. So its application link enabling is nothing but it's a technology that enable the system to convert the data from one system to another system, and vice versa, from SAP to non-SAP and vice versa. So ALE will be having the three layers: application layer and a distribution layer and communication layer. Application layer is responsible for the application information like application data like SD, FI and MM, and all contains the application data. And a distribution layer, so it's responsible to whom the data is generated by the application layer, and that should be distributed in the distribution layer. So and coming to communication layer, communication layer is responsible to communicate with the receiver system, and it will send the data from the sender to the receiver via port like file ports, and um, we have TRFC ports and file ports. And a port is a nothing but it's a communication channel that enable from exchange of data from one system to another system. If both the sender and receiver system is enabled with the TRFC, then the data will be sent through the RFC connection. And if it is mentioned a file port, file means, so it will be sent to the FTP. Through FTP, it will send the data to the receiver system. So this is all about the port and application link enabling. So what is EDI? EDI is nothing but electronic data interchange. So it's a transaction of it's a electronic exchange of the business data in a structured format. EDI. So in IDOC, we were having two types of inbound IDOC and outbound IDOC. So in inbound IDOC, so what happens? So sending data from non-SAP to SAP is called inbound, and sending data from SAP to non-SAP is called outbound IDOC. So how this process will be? So in inbound flow, so the EDI converts the partner data into the IDOC, and IDOC will be converted to the application. So and the application document will be posted. This is inbound flow. So in outbound flow, so from in the application, the IDOC is triggered by the message control, and then the IDOC is created, and IDOC sends the data to the EDI subsystems, and the EDI subsystem will convert the file to the file if, one of the XML or any relevant format to the partner. So this is the outbound flow and inbound flow. So in IDOC, we were having three types of records. If you take any IDOC, so whether it's a inbound or outbound, whether it's a failed or success IDOC, we can see three types of records. So what is a that is a control records and data records and status records. So in control records, we can see sender details and receiver details and basic type. So who is the sender and sender port and sender partner type and sender partner number, and also receiver port and receiver partner number and receiver partner type. These all information we can see in a control data, and also this control data we can see in the table level in EDID EDIDC table. We can see this control data in table. And coming to the data records, that data records, we can see all the data which we have sent in IDOC. So for example, if we are sending vendor master or customer master or material master. For example, vendor master if we take, so we can see all the address details and bank details, all the company information details we'll be having in a vendor master. These all information we can see in data records. In data records, the information will be stored in the segments wise. We can see in a parent segments, and under that one parent segment, if we have relevant information, we can see in a child segment under one parent segment. So these information we can see in table level also in the EDID4 table. So EDID4 table, we can see all the data records. And coming to the status records, in the status records, we can see see whether the IDOC is a success or failure or in the process. So we can see in the status records. So these status records we can see in a table level EDIDS. EDIDS table, we can see this status information for particular IDOC. So this is the all three records in any IDOC we can see. This status we can see in WE02. W02 and W05 T codes, we can see this IDOC list and whether the IDOC is failed or processed or all the details we can see in IDOC WE02. We can see the status here. So here IDOC can be used in many ways for payments. For example, if you take payments, so once we run F110, so the file will be generated. Once we run F110, file will be generated, a IDOC file will be generated and it will hit to the PI interface. From the PI interface, it will go to the bank and the bank will make the payments according to the file information. So this is the flow in IDOC for payments. For this, we have to give print program in payment method. While doing in FBZP configurations, we have payment method in a country. So there we will be creating all the payment methods. Under the payment method, we have to give classic payment medium program we will be having. There we have to give the print program. So if you give their print program while running F110, we have to give the variant. So then the file will be generated. IDOC will be generated. So this is for payments. Apart from the payments, so we can use IDOC in many ways to, as we discussed in earlier, sending data from SAP to SAP or SAP to non-SAP, non-SAP to SAP. So for example, we can see master data like vendor master and credit customer master and material master. So these are master data information we can send to one system to another system, and also transactional data like invoice and billing and payment document and orders. These are billing, everything we can send. We can in all these cases we can use the IDOC to exchange the data to our partners. So our partner means here vendor, customer, and banks and supporting parties. So these all we can tell partners. So for these transactional data, master data, we can send to our partners through the IDOC. So IDOC. So if you want to send the IDOC, you send any information regarding any master data and transactional data to our partner. First, we have to convert our partner to partner profile. So in WE20 code, we can convert our partner as a partner profile. We have to first create the partner profile. In that partner profile, we have to mention partner type, whether that is a vendor or customer. If it is a vendor, we can give LI, and customer we can give KU. And if it is any logical system, we can give LS. So we have to mention partner and partner type and the receiver port also. And our partner also will be having system, and there also his system also should be enable the EDI and ALE. Then only we can send the IDOC. And his receiver port, as we discussed what is port and all. So his system also port number, everything port information we have to mention in partner profile. These all information we have to give in while creating the partner profile. And for one partner profile, we can add multiple, so like which type of, whether we are sending master data or transactional data or orders. These all we can link to our partner profile. For example, if we are creating vendor master, vendor for message type is for cremas. For vendor, we can give message type is cremas, and
One
customer is
thing,
debmas.
Gayatri garu.
Yeah, Suman.
Before port creation, sorry, before partner creation, port require or not? అంటే
Port
partner
is required because while creating partner profile, we have to give the port number also in the
port
partner profile.
must be needed for the partner.
Yes, yes. While creating partner profile in WE20, we have to mention all the partner port also, because we are sending to his port number, no? So that is must and should. So we have to mention which type of partner, that is a vendor or customer or a logical system. Partner type we have to mention, and we have to give the partner number, and we have to mention the partner port also. That will, for example, partner number. Our port is like our 800 client, so that is our port. And for example, if he is having some other that port number we have to mention while creating the partner profile. These all we have to mention in the while creating partner profile. And message also we have to mention. If we are creating vendor partner profile, so for vendor we'll be having message type like cremas. For customer we'll be having debmas, and material will be having matmas. And for orders we'll be having orders, and invoice will be having invoice, invoice. So like this, we have to mention the message type, and type and partner number, and what is the port and basic port. For every customer, for every partner, we'll be having basic port also, a basic type. So these all we have to mention in while creating the partner profile. After creating the partner profile, we have to send in a BD10 T code, we can send the material master. So we have to mention material master number, and message type, that is a matmos, and we have to mention the receiver port. So then we can execute, the IDOC will be generated and send it to the vendor. So like this, vendor customer we can send. For vendor we can send in BD12. For customer we can send in BD14. So in these T codes we can send to the our partners the information. So these IDOCs we can see in a WE02. W02, in we can see the status, whether it is failed or success, and whether still it is in process. All this we can see in a W02. If it is failed, it will be in a red color. If it is a success, it will be in green color. If it is still in process, it will be in a yellow color. So if any IDOC is failed, so we have to correct. If any information which is related to FI consultant, we have to correct it, and we can reprocess that IDOC in BD87. So in BD87, with the same IDOC number, we can reprocess the IDOC in BD87 after correcting any information or configuration issues. We can reprocess that IDOC in BD87. And WE19 is for testing tool for IDOC. So if you want to change any information in the IDOC, for example, in vendor master, if you want to change any address related thing or any information, we can change and test in a WE19 T code. So, and after changing information, testing the IDOC in WE19, so the new IDOC number will be generated, and it will be processed in the WE02. We can see the status in WE02. This is all information. So the teams involved in the IDOC in the real time basis team. So this all port and everything will be created by the basis team. So as the FICO consultant, our role is we have to create the partner profiles and IDOC creation. We have to check the IDOC status in W02, and if any errors are there, we have to correct it. And BD87 is the end user activity. So BD87 will be executed by the end user. We have to test the IDOC in WE19. Yeah, it's this is all about the IDOC.
Yeah, nice presentation.